Everyone, welcome back to Fan Talk. Obviously, things are looking a little different here. I'm not in my usual studio. I graduated from Utah State University, so I do not have access to that studio no more. So I've taken a couple weeks off just to kind of take a break, just to figure things out, and just to figure out kind of what I want to do moving forward. I discussed a few ideas in past episodes, but I've ultimately decided that what I'm going to do with this podcast for now is I'm going to make a video for each game of the NBA Finals, previewing it, predicting the winner, talking about the past game. So I'm going to be making a video for each game that happens. Could be 4, could be 7. And then we're going to go from there because, we're just going to see where we go and see where everything takes us. But I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to be back. It's been a couple weeks that I've taken off, but it's going to be super fun. And holy cow, there's a lot of things that we missed in the NBA that I have not talked about. So I'm not going to totally talk about everything right now. I'm just going to do a quick recap, NBA playoffs, where we left off and where we are now. Obviously, the NBA Finals are set. You got the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. And how did the Nuggets get here? Well, the Nuggets have kind of had not an easy road necessarily. They've played some good teams, but they've definitely been able to navigate it rather fairly, been able to handle it rather fairly. Obviously, they're the 1 seed in the West. They got the Timberwolves 8 seed, took them out in 5 games. And then they played the Suns, took out a very good Suns team with Kevin Durant in 6 games. And then they went to the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. And this is the series that everybody was waiting for, everybody was anticipating. Lakers were actually favored, heavy favorites, to win it all and to go to the finals. And the Nuggets swept them. 4 games. 4 games was all it took for Jokic and Jamal Murray and the Nuggets to take out LeBron and the Lakers. 4 games, pretty incredible. LeBron, mad respect to him. He gave a lot of credit to the Nuggets. It was just a good sport this time around. So there they are, the Nuggets. 12-3 is their playoff record, and now they are facing the Miami Heat. Woo! The Miami Heat, man. Let's just... my last episode was a total tribute to Jimmy Butler. He had just taken out the Milwaukee Bucks, the favorites to win it all. The Greek freak, Giannis, had no answers, took him out in 5 games. 5 games! The Heat were in the play-in. They weren't even supposed to be in. Never before has an 8 seed done what they've done. Now they're in the finals. They had a very exciting series against Boston. They were up 3-0 on Boston. Now, I can sit here and give you my thoughts and break things down, but, I think pretty much ESPN and every other sports network has done that, so you've probably already seen that. So I'm just going to say what I saw. And I honestly saw a Boston team who, frankly, is pretty talented, but they're just not quite there. They really aren't. They're not clutch. They're not a clutch team. Jason Tatum's not clutch. Jaylen Brown was not clutch. He struggled. You can't rely on Hal Horford, or Robert Williams, Brogdon. They got their roles to play, and they played their roles, but their stars just didn't step up. And while they did, take 2 games back, I think that's understandable from a Miami team that, frankly, has been fighting for their lives since day one for about a month now. Every single game is a dogfight with Jimmy Butler and Eric Spoelstra and let me talk about Caleb Martin. Maybe this is the Caleb Martin episode. Maybe to my casual listeners, they're like, Caleb who? Exactly, Caleb Martin. I posted this graphic on my Instagram the other day, which essentially told about Caleb Martin's journey. He played basketball at the University of Nevada here in the Mountain West. He actually played against Utah State quite a few times during the Sam Merrill era, and Nevada was pretty good. Nevada was pretty good during that time. Him and his twin Cody Martin. Cody Martin's in the NBA as well. So Caleb Martin, he gets to the NBA and he actually gets cut. He actually gets cut. He goes undrafted. He's not drafted. Gets signed to a team, but then gets cut. And he's without a job. And he's going to this gym that's owned by J. Cole, the rapper J. Cole. And J. Cole has some connections with Miami Heat and essentially got Caleb Martin a spot on the roster, at least a shot. And then, Caleb Martin joined the team last year. Kind of was just a role player. It was pretty much a role player throughout all of this year. And then come playoff time, Tyler Hero goes down, Victor Oladipo goes down. Caleb Martin's got to step up and play big time. Let me just share some of the stats from this Boston series where he earned a starting role in the last couple games. So, every single game he scored double digits, all 7 games. With game 7, he scored 26, which is the highest he's scored in these playoffs. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 of them were offensive, 3 assists, and a couple steals, while shooting 11 for 16 from the field, 4 from 6 from downtown. 76% or 67% from downtown. That's pretty incredible. And he played 45 minutes out of 48. 48's how much you can play in a regular game. He played 45. So only sat on the bench for 3 minutes. And arguably, without Jimmy Butler there, he would have won Eastern Conference MVP. I think you just have to give it to Jimmy because he's kind of the face of this team and he's led them and he's played really well. He had a few games where he was kind of slow. But Caleb Martin, definitely huge impact for the Heat. I'd like to see if he can continue that against the Nuggets. That's pretty much how the Heat have gotten by. Jimmy Butler takes control, and then when he falls short, these role players like Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, Max Strus, Kyle Lowry, these guys step up and make plays, and that's how this underrated 8-seed Miami Heat team is in the NBA Finals against the Denver Nuggets. Well, so who do I think will win it all? It will be interesting to see how this goes. The Nuggets are a very good team. They are very good offensively. Jamal Murray has it cooking. Jokic, he's got to be, the best player right now this season for sure, even though he didn't win MVP. I do think the Nuggets, my head says the Nuggets will win, maybe in 6 games, Nuggets in 6. But my heart has told me to believe, has told me that this Heat team will not go away. And so, while my head says the Nuggets, and I do think the Nuggets will win in 6, my heart is saying that the Heat will fight their hearts out. They'll play for South Beach. Jimmy Butler, get him a chip. So I'm rooting for the Heat. And I could very well see this series going to 7. But the Heat will really need to just shut down Joker. And there's no answers for Joker. So they need to shut down all the other players. Essentially, Joker would do his thing, but get Jamal Murray off his game, and you might have a shot. It'll be tough, though. I do think the Nuggets will play very well. Game 1 is tonight. I'm filming this about 2 hours before tip-off here for Game 1. I do think the Nuggets take Game 1. I think the Nuggets win both games in Denver and maybe 1 game in Miami. But it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to see what happens. Let me know. Go to my Instagram, @KBrench, and vote who you think is going to win the series between the Nuggets and the Heat. Will it be Joker, Jokic, the man that can do it all? Or will it be Jimmy Butler and the Heat, the man who fears nobody? Let me know. Go check it out on Instagram. And of course, this podcast is found on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and I upload to YouTube. So go check me out and go check out my other videos. And I will see you guys after Game 1.